Good morning, dear students. Good morning, dear parents. Let's have English lesson. I would like to ask some questions. How are you? How do you feel yourself? What day is today? What season is it now? Can you describe today's weather? You should write answers in written form and send me on my WhatsApp number. Before beginning of my lesson, I would like to guess the meaning of the proverbs. Now, rain before 7, fine before 11. Saat 7-ге чейин жамгыр, 11-ге чейин күн ачык. Next, rainbow at noon, more rain soon. Rainbow at noon, more rain soon. Чак түштү асан үсөн, жакында көп жаан. How can you understand this proverb? Can you guess their meanings? Okay, it means that the weather is very changeable. So, now listen to this music and guess today's our new thing.
How's the weather? How's the weather? How's the weather today? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it cloudy? Is it snowy? How's the weather today? Let's look outside. How's the weather? Is it sunny today? Let's look outside. How's the weather? Is it rainy today? Let's look outside. How's the weather? Is it cloudy today?
Yes, you are right. Today's our new theme is weather. What do you know about weather? Now, let's repeat the new words. Condition. Condition. It means ahval. Mood. Mood. It means көңіл. Impact. Impact. Tasir. Damage. Damage. Ziyan. Crops. Crops. Düşüm. Average. Average. Ortaça çoğunluk. Predict. Predict. Aldan ala aytуу. Now let's work with weather words. Cold, wet, sunny, windy, hot, cloudy. Rainbow, storm, snow, lightning, cloudy, wind, sunshine, rain. I hope that you know these words. Now, open your books on page 43. Let's read the text weather. Listen to me attentively. Weather is the condition of the air that surrounds the earth. The weather may be hot or cold, cloudy or clear, windy or calm. It may bring rain, snow. We wear clothes depending largely on the weather. We put on heavy clothes when it's cold and dress lightly when it's hot. We also heat our homes in cold weather and cool them in hot weather. Our mood also depends on the weather. The weather has a great impact on agriculture. Farmers need clear weather to plant and harvest their crops. A storm or sudden frost can damage or kill much harvest. Weather is not the same as climate, where is a condition of the air during a brief period. A region's weather may change greatly from day to day, but the average temperature and the amount of rain and snow remain about the same from year to year. People have tried to predict the weather for thousands of years. Today, scientists use complex instruments such as radar, satellites, and computers to forecast the weather. The forecasts are broadcast on radio and television stations. Now, look at the video.
It makes all kinds of weather, and we know what weather is. Changes in the atmosphere, like clouds and temperature and precipitation. Remember? Precipitation is the word that weather scientists use for rain and snow. Weather is also how fast the wind is blowing and what direction. Well, I've hooked up my weather machine to my new invention, the Climate Finder. Climate is the weather that usually happens in a place. Like, even though it's warmer in the summer and colder in the winter, it may or may not snow in the winter, depending on the climate where you live. With my Climate Finder, we can look at the kinds of weather in some different climates on Earth. And if I push this button, I can even experience those climates. Ready? Let's take a look at the climate in a place that's somewhere on the equator. This is a tropical rainforest on the equator. Let's see what its climate is like. Whoa, it's hot. And it's hot all year, not just in the summer. That's true in a lot of places that are near the equator, unless you're up in the mountains. It also rains a lot here, most of the days of the year. Oops, sorry, rascal. Now let's look at a place where the weather changes more. This looks good. In this kind of climate, this is Antarctica, one of my favorite places. During some parts of the year, the sun doesn't come up at all. And when the sun does come up, it doesn't get very high in the sky. That's why it's so cold that there's ice on the ground all year long. That's not helping. Rascal! Oh, see you next time.
Okay, now let's answer the questions about today's theme. What is weather? Do we wear clothes depending on the weather? Does our mood depend on the weather? Does the weather have great impact on agriculture? Is the weather same as climate? How people get information about weather? You should write answers into your notebook and don't forget to send me. Your homework is try to retell the text and learn by heart the proverbs. Goodbye. Thank you for your attention.